once again here. To spend some time. And on desktops and enlighten you on what is happening in the world. Although today, good morning, Aura. Not Aura. Nada. Why did my brain orange? That was the. I knew I'd mess up eventually with that. Oh, I'm looking particularly washed out today. I think the reason why the color the colors looked alright last time was because I had the background being alright, whereas this is kind of messing with it a little bit. But what can you do, you know? Big and loud sunflowers. I don't have much to talk about today. I decided to forgo news stories in the interest of just doing it. Just doing it, you know? Let me just check that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we've only got these 3 things to talk about, which really is only 2 things because I'm not entirely sure that anyone actually celebrates the last thing, but we're just doing it, you know. Got to start somewhere. Might as well start at -2. I had prepared a show to do yesterday and everything, but I was just so exhausted, and I can't do this. This isn't the day that I want to start, because I was going to do the same thing where I didn't have any news stories, and I was just going to say a thing at the end, and then I just didn't do it. But the national days yesterday were much cooler. So as a brief of what happened yesterday, it was the day of the book smugglers in Lithuania. Which was to commemorate a time where in Lithuania they would go back and forth with Lithuanian texts inside and outside of the Lithuanian speaking parts of the then Russian Empire. And then there was another day being celebrated of the Remembrance Day of the Latvian Legionnaires, which was the Latvian part of the Waffen, the Waffen SS, which is wild that there's like a celebration in Latvia for like a unit of the Nazis. But the supporters of it say that it's because they only fought the Soviet Union. But looking at some of the images of that event, I'm not entirely sure, or whether it's just part of the aesthetic. I know that they're very anti-Russian in Latvia, and most of the states around that place. And there was also this fictional Finnish American holiday, Saint Urho. Finnish North Americans, fictional, invented as a St. Patrick's Day equivalent, where this Finnish American guy in the US decided to make a holiday for the Finnish Americans because he was jealous of the Irish Americans. So he invented a patron saint, and that like wrote a song about it, and like that's celebrated. And I just really liked that as a story. That was really fun. And then also the like it's the celebration of Stone Cold Steve Austin, his victory in the King of the Ring tournament, where he like had this phrase where he was like, because he was fighting some bloke that was like the character was like super religious, so he was like, well, you've heard of John 419. Well, here's Austin 316, and it was really funny, and I really liked that a lot. That was a really funny moment. So there was it's a shame because that show is so much better than today's, but sometimes you just gotta let it go, you know. And I've got a feeling that this performance will be much like that sort of acceptance that where you just sort of do your best even if there's nothing really to be done. But you'll notice that this isn't morning announcements anymore. I decided to scrap that. I'm not going to call it morning announcements. I will perform in a minute, but my reasoning behind that is because I don't know how sustainable it is to do all of the news stories every day, with the amount of time that I could end up having down the road, unless of course I had like a group of people that were like looking actively for news stories. But I don't think we would end up with that until like way on in it. And we might not ever get like a group of people that would do that. I mean, you're welcome to send me interesting stories that you come across, but to do that daily is like another question. Another question entirely. So instead, I've decided that keeping the daily format, I would do news most days. I would always cover the national and international holidays as being like the staple backbone to it, and then the second part of the show, or first part depending on what order I'm doing it in, would be some section, some bit of content that could be applied into a format. My thoughts being like small art projects or stuff that I could recommend people to try out, or like quotes from some philosophy, or like a reading a short story, or something like that. Something that would fit and not bulk it out, but provide extra content to it than simply reading the news or reading just what days it is. Like I have to supplement the content in order to make it more than just one thing. Been gone for a few minutes, let's start over. Well, you can rewind it. And I'm sure that it will become apparent over days anyway. I don't know how many people are around right now who even witnessed that run. Let me move over to the other screen. 4 people. Wow, nice. It's a weird time of day as well. I bet there's no Americans here. If there are any Americans here, please let me know. It'll be interesting to know. But yeah, there's three national days today. Although one of them's kind of international, and actually like extra national too, I would say. Oh, you're joking. Okay. Oh, hi MJ. Is this the first time you've made it to one of my streams? Like full stop. I can't recall you actually making one, but I have done a lot of streams at this point, so I could be mistaken. Yeah, no, second. Okay, cool. I don't know whether this one's anything like the other one that I've done. But yeah, so I wanted to check in quickly before this, not just to go straight ahead into the show of just doing something like this, but saying like, if I were to produce a short art project that would people participate in that on a weekly basis, sort of thing, where like I would say, here's a 5-minute task you can do to make something. Yeah, there are already so much news out there. I think your take on random internet finds is much more interesting with some actualities to tie it all together. Yeah, because sometimes the day it's just apparent to find it. Like for instance, like the security camera thing, I should have really like done a much deeper dive into, because like 80% of the traffic to that video was coming from that. So really, I think this show, um, the unpronounceable show, it isn't untitled. It's just it has like the sun symbol, and it matches with all the rest of my social media. So it is really like my show. Um, I think that it not being necessarily about news, but being content that is like formatted into this like show that is similar to announcements. It doesn't necessarily need to have like an analog anywhere else. But yeah, like a little art project every day. Not every day, but like probably once a week. I would say there would be like an art project, and then like on the final day, um, if people were comfortable with sharing the artworks they had made from it, we could have like a look back at them, or we could incorporate them into the show in some way, or and also people could contribute project ideas for everybody else to do. So we would have this like feedback loop of things. Yeah, I know the time difference. I'm flirting with the idea in my mind of doing 2 streams, although they'd be radically different. One would be this morning show, and then the other one would be some other show. But it would I'd probably I really wasted my opportunity for Twitch. Like having after like spent some time on the platform, it's like this is actually a much better place to start things off. But at the same time, I actually love YouTube too much because the whole VODs, the way that VODs work here is just so much better. So I'm like very mixed on what I did with Twitch, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I will end up having my fitness hour in the afternoon and this morning show in the morning. But then the morning, or I could just do it the other way around and have morning show being at like 3 p.m. my time, and then like morning show being at like 3 a.m. You know. Having fitness show at 3 a.m. Okay. Martin, would the art projects be like those experimental streams with the image generator and audio loops? Sometimes. Hey Beatrice. Sometimes it would be. So like, for instance, one of the ideas that I had was that this I probably will do. So this is a spoiler for the future. Or is it a spoiler if this is a prologue? I don't know. I'm not going to think about it. One of the projects that I had was that we would all I would produce like an image template that people would put a picture of something that they aspire to or want to enjoy more, and then on this image template there would be obviously the box where you put your image, and then underneath would be just simply checkboxes, with maybe a date on it on each of the checkboxes, and you would just go through every day. You acknowledge the image and what your like maybe like a tagline or something that you've attached to this image, and then tick the box and put down the time, and that's it. That's all you have to do in order to, and you do that for, it's like a month-long chart. It's like a calendar, but the only purpose for it is so that you acknowledge this thing every day, to get you into this habit of doing that. That was one idea. Another could be like I don't know, like a certain origami project, or like or writing a short story but not using like a paragraph of text about something that you enjoy but not using any forms of be, you know, You're not allowed to use any forms of the verb be, or any of a certain letter. Like these sorts of little projects that we can do, that aren't necessarily big undertakings, but things that can be done within a small amount of time, or you can spend a ton of time on them, and but you never really get past a certain amount of work with it, or amount of results. Sorry. They could be like the experimental streams in a way. Like the loop stream is kind of like an interesting thing to try to like boil down to a small project. But I would have to make tools for that, I think, because I can't think of any like decent looping software that's like easily accessible to everyone. So I'd probably have to code up some audio looping website that would let you like export whatever sound you're making, which I don't think is too hard. From what I remember, the way that like web audio works, it shouldn't be too much work. I think there's already like a lot of the code written, but yeah, that would require a bit more prep on my side, which I'm not opposed to. I just want to make work. I just want to make the work, you know. And you're welcome to suggest ideas that are small art projects. The participants only require a small amount of time. And like I've been thinking a lot about the Fat Lab. Let me pull up a link. Where? This one. Oh, this is gonna play some audio, I think, or maybe not. Yeah, Fat Lab, which was like a media arts organization. I just threw it in the chat, where people would where they would make small digital art projects that were like really they produced really fast, and basically reverse engineering that process and then applying it to like not a mass participation. I don't think we're gonna get it to large amounts of people, but if we do, then it would still be applicable. Like in like let's have a look at what we did. And it's just sort of an attempt to get people thinking more and more prepared about what's going on in the world, and sort of giving people a bit more like agency. And I think that can be done through small art projects that could build into bigger ones. I mean, if we come up with some like overarching plan, yeah. Okay. We're almost at the point where I'll start trying to perform. I don't think it's going to take me long. I think it'll take me like 2 attempts. I think unless I keep messing up my words, but there really isn't much to talk about it. Although having said that, I can't. My brain. I'm kind of blanking on what St. Patrick is like the patron saint of. Oh my god. Is he just the guy that brought Christianity to Ireland? Huh. What's with the baby head? It's a vase. I just thought it was a funny thing to have on the table, to be honest. There's not really any meaning behind it. it's a prop that has to be there for a very long thought joke, but there's no meaning to it right now. I have some ideas for it, but it's for the most part, it's just there for decoration. Interesting that St. Patrick is just, from what a quick scrolling down, he just seems to be the guy that brought Christianity to Ireland. It's a shame. The story is he was kidnapped by Irish raiders and taken to as a slave to Gaelic Island. Nah, it's a face. It's got a hole in it. I don't even know whether you can see that. Could you? Yeah, it has some lights in it right now. It has a microcontroller and some LED lights just hanging out. Oh, okay. So the artwork sounds interesting. I think I will probably start with that on probably episode 0. And it gives me a couple of episodes left to try some things. I want to do the one story thing next. And then I think we'll be ready to go. That's gonna be fun now. I'm supposed to be having like a electrical engineer person visit me today, like in meat space, but or an electrician even. That's how they've identified this person. What time? I need to make sure that I'm being mindful of it because I have to finish to pack up some of. Well, I should probably, if an electrician here is coming to see whether it's safe here, I should probably pack up a lot of my stuff. I mean, yeah, I really should. This is, I mean, they would probably take one look at all of the cables everywhere. It's like literally, it's like a scene out of Steins Gate. In my flat, there's just cables everywhere, all running from one place to another with blinking lights and machines. I'm totally wired in. This might look clean, and like the other rooms are clean. Just this room is like beyond the camera. It's just like cables and lights and apparatus. Because how else am I supposed to make the lights go boop 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 boop? You know. But other than like cover my room in cables. Although to be fair, most of it's wireless, so it's not too bad. But I should probably just make an attempt to make things not look like a fire hazard. Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's get the show on the road, shall we? Oh no, the controller disconnected. Okay. Oh yeah, if you didn't realize, I'm using a controller to control. Why? Did it just start back up? Let me. No. Okay. Look at this book. Load. That one. Okay. Down. Oh, did I just close it? Oh, fuck. Great. Now I gotta pod load. down, right? Yeah. All right. All right. That was a... No. I'm not ready. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, let me take some nicotine. This is gonna be... I didn't even get a word out that time. Okay. Oh my god. Good morning. Today is 2021 03/17. Oh no. I'm such a computer sometimes. Today is the 20... No, it's not. It's the 17th. 17th of March 2021. That's how humans say it. 2021. I can't even remember how I formatted that in the last one. Okay. Today is the 17th of March 2021. Let's get into it. The 17th of March 2021. Welcome passengers. I'm still so mixed on the idea of presenting this as being like as a not a flight attendant, was it crew? I wrote down that script, didn't I didn't even mention what I am. I was like a flight manager or something like that. We're cruising through space at 66.6 thousand miles per hour relative to the nearest star. Crazy. 7.8 billion people. All right. Good morning. Today is the 17th of March, 2021. We're cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed relative to the nearest star, and we are going to go straight into it. So, today, Bangladesh, they are celebrating Children's Day. Next to me is Sheikh Mujibur... Mujibur. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. It's that J. I've been reading English text too long. Mujibur. I like hesitated on the J. I'm like, is that a Y sound or is it J? Okay, we'll get there. Okay, we've got this. It's only 3 things long. I shouldn't mess this up. Good morning. It's the 17th of March 2021, and we are cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed relative to the nearest star. Today, in Bangladesh, they are celebrating Children's Day. To my left, my left, your right, to my right, on the right, next to me here, okay. Oh my god. I'm Libby. Alright. Good morning. Today is the 17th of March 2021. We're cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed relative to the nearest star. And today, in Bangladesh, they are celebrating We are celebrating. We in Bangladesh, they're celebrating. Not we, not they. No. In Bangladesh. Okay. I should just have an entire script right now. Oh, okay. Good morning. It is the 17th of March, 2021. We are cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed relative to the nearest star, and in Bangladesh, they are celebrating Children's Day. On screen right now is Sheikh Mujibur I fucked up and pressed both the buttons. Very sorry. I don't think scripts would help me with like pronunciation though. Mujibur. Okay. Good morning. It is the 17th of March, 2021, and we are cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed relative to the nearest star. And in Bangladesh, they are celebrating Children's Day. On screen right now is Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. They are celebrating this today due to, oh my god, Mujibur's birth. Oh, the hesitancy. This is why I need to just start. Mujibur. What do you say? Mu as in like nothing? Or mu as in cow? Or ma as in like a word for a mother? I'm gonna wait until you reply. Mujibur or Mujibur. Come on, Beatrice. Don't make me ask. Don't make me ask Bixby. I'm gonna go with Sheikh Mujib. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Sheikh Mujib. Celebrated on this day, as it is the anniversary of Mujibur's, the Sheikh's birthday. Maybe I'll just skip mentioning him. You can just have him on screen. Mujibur. This name is going to be in my head all day now, I think. Good morning. It is the 17th of March, 2021, and we are cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed relative to the nearest star. And today, in Bangladesh, they are celebrating Children's Day. On screen is Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The day is chosen today because this is the anniversary of his birth. In Ireland and across the world, it is St. Patrick's Day, a festival, day of festivities surrounding Mr. St. Patrick here, the Christian missionary, or that's too much mistake. I shouldn't. No, I can't assume that people know who St. Patrick is. The guy that brought Christianity to Ireland. and his death is what that makes the date. Then we have Evacuation Day, in case you were wondering. Evacuation Day in Massachusetts from 1776, March 17th, which is a great date. Boop. Do 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 do. Good morning. It is the 17th of March 2021. We are cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed around the sun. Fuck. Relative to the sun. Relative to the nearest star. Most people will just know it as a day where you get pissed. Yeah, they do. Which I guess is kind of why I want to point out there's this bloke. Okay. Good morning. It is the 17th of March 2021. We are cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed relative to the nearest star. And today in Bangladesh, they're celebrating Children's Day. This is Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who was born this day many years ago. I don't know how many years ago. We'll get there. Just don't bring up a year. I'm getting pissed in a different way today. I'm not angry. No, well, actually. This is just funny. I spent like 20 minutes doing the same thing that's only going to account for like 2 minutes of video. Good morning. Today is the 17th of March 2021. We are cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed relative to the nearest star. Today, in Bangladesh, they are celebrating Children's Day. This is done on the 17th of March due to the anniversary of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's death. In Ireland and around the world, they are celebrating St. Patrick's Day, where we're commemorating the death of St. Patrick, the guy that brought Christianity to Ireland. Also, in Massachusetts, they're celebrating the Evacuation Day, which is when the British evacuated Massachusetts as part of the American Revolutionary Civil War. Revolutionary War? 1920 for Sheikh Rahman. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Okay. I need to calm myself. I almost made it all the way through there. I think it's the Revolutionary War, right? You said Mujibur died today. Commemoration of his death. Okay, thanks. It was the commemoration of his birth in 1920. Okay. Crazy, that's not that long ago. Oh yeah, he was the first president. Oh my god. Right, he's the first president. That's where I recognize his name from. Was he the first president of Bangladesh? Hi Bixby. Who was the first president of Bangladesh?
Sure. Here's what the internet says.
Oh yeah,
the first president of Bangladesh was Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and the first vice president to take oath of office was Syed Nazrul Islam, with Tajuddin Ahmad as the first prime minister.
What a weird thing to choose for Children's Day. You can tell I only looked very briskly at this because most Children's Days are the same. So, I didn't look into who he was, which is probably quite bad, but I assumed that there was no interesting story there. First president of of Bangladesh 1920 birth. And he was the Prime Minister later on. That makes sense. Okay. Good morning. Today is the 17th of March 2021. We are cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed relative to the nearest star. Today, in Bangladesh, they're celebrating Children's Day. This is to commemorate the birth of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Bangladesh's first president. In Ireland and around the world, for Irish descendants, they're celebrating St. Patrick's Day to commemorate the death of St. Patrick, the person who brought Christianity to Ireland. In Massachusetts, they're celebrating the Evacuation Day, which is to celebrate the British evacuation of Massachusetts in 1776 during the American Revolutionary War. Also, I'd like to say, personally, that you have to really just start a project in order to get it going. Just do it. Just start it. That one thing that you were planning to do, just do it. Like, if you want to be a writer, start writing. You got to make those changes in order to be those things. So, that's my little speech. And I hope that you have a good day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, and stay hydrated. Okay, I'm back. What? He was assassinated? I'm not going to mention that. Lots of people in life were assassinated. I think that was good. I might watch it back. I might have even made it under 2 minutes there. It might have even been like a minute of time. Ooh, the thumbnail looks actually really good. Thank you. Thank you, me. Impromptu loop stream. Celebrating. Good morning. Today is the 17th of March 2021. We are cruising at a 66.6 thousand miles per hour speed relative to the nearest star. Today, in Bangladesh, they're celebrating Children's Day. This is to commemorate the birth of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. God, the colours are so bad. Bangladesh's first president. In Ireland and around the world, for Irish descendants. Oh my god, it really has the live broadcast feel. St. Patrick's That's so funny. To commemorate the death of St. Patrick, the person who brought Christianity to Ireland. In Massachusetts, they're celebrating... It is Massachusetts, right? Evacuation, yeah. Which is to celebrate the British evacuation of Massachusetts in 1776 during the American Revolutionary War. Also, I'd like to say, personally, that you have to really just start a project in order to get it going. Just do it. Just start it. That one thing that you were planning to do, just do it. Like, if you want to be a writer, start writing. You gotta make those changes in order to be those things. So, that's my little speech. I hope that you have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, and stay hydrated. Great. Alright. Nailed it. Oh, that was weird. The lights go funny when I... kind of. Okay, I'm back. Okay. I'm happy with that. Feels very vintage BBC. I agree. The colours are a bit weird, but I'm not going to think about it too much. I have to just stop caring about the colours, because it's never going to be right. Not with this camera. And the other camera is just too low def for what I want. If I get a bunch of money, then I will get a better camera. I know exactly which camera I'd get. So would be as soon as I get the money, I would order the camera. There would be no delay. I'd be like, oh, got money, let's go. All right. And I don't think my speech at the end was too bad. Okay, I'm a bit of a loss now what to do. Whether it's just hang out for another 15 minutes, so the VOD's an hour long. How you all doing? It does give a local news feel, but the problem is I want, like, there's a specific aesthetic that I'm going for, and the thing is my colors. That's the only thing that I have a problem with. Like the sharpness, I'm not bothered about. The depth of field isn't bad. Like I still get my weird like focal distance is like only really to like the edge of the table, and because of the lighting and stuff, it does have that feeling of me reaching through the screen when I go forwards. You know, I still like that. But it's not. The colors are just wrong. I just wish I could color correct it properly, but like OBS just doesn't have the proper ability for me to do that. Like I'm way too pale in the scene. Like I shouldn't be this pale. Like because of the orange and the black background, it like makes me really pale. Because of the white balancing, the auto white balancing on the camera. Which is why I think when I was doing it on office hours and I had like the stuff down, the sheet that I have behind me down, not sheet, it's not a sheet, it's like a screen. When this sheet is this screen, it's a screen, it's not a sheet. It feels and looks and acts like a sheet, but I know that it's supposed to be a screen. This screen behind me is when it's not here, when it ceases to be a screen, it's not. The colors are alright. The auto white balance is fine, and so it's so frustrating that once I put the black up, because it just doesn't have the same vibe of a news show when it's not there. It becomes way too like DIY aesthetic, way much more than what it is now, I think. And although I do like having the big clock in the background, and the possibility of using like props in the back is nice, but for the most part, this feels much better. I feel like the trade-off having the black background is better than having correct colors. I mean, actually, in theory, I could use the green screen, then black it out instead of this black screen, because this is actually black. But if I did a green screen, I wonder whether the shadows would show up. I'll have to try that. Maybe I'll stream later on and see. Because maybe the color correction, because I know the color correction is happening in the camera, the white balancing. I wonder whether the white balancing will be as bad if I have the green in the back. Because it'll be finding a white in that rather than in the black. Flavor Flav clock for background epic. No, it's not. It's not that sort of clock. It's a digital clock. There, that one. But I do have a clock on the stream. But it doesn't quite beat this one. You know, this big digital clock. And it would also be kind of funny to be able to have things behind the screen. If it was the green screen, then I would be able to lift up the black background to reveal like some digital content, you know. I think, right? No, it would have to be the other way around. Maybe. No, it wouldn't. I wouldn't be revealing because I'd be taking away the key. But still, it would be nice to have that. Have the cutout thing. I could be able to put things behind me. I think about it, and maybe I'll have a play around with it, because maybe that would actually help a lot. Although I would have to fight with green again, which I really hate having to fight with a green screen. It's like not the funnest thing in the world. Especially when I'm working with such a little space. It would be a lot easier if I had a better camera. But then I wouldn't have the problem in the first place if I had the better camera. So if I didn't do it live, I'd be able to use the camera that I have got, because then I'd be able to film in 1080 and this wouldn't be a problem at all. But but I want to do it live. So ultimately the problem is that I'm wanting to do it live. That's where it all boils from. This weird color problem, and then wanting to fight with screens. Oh, I've been on top chat all this time. I'm sorry if there's somebody who's been trying to chat something and I haven't seen their messages. No. It looks like I've responded to everything. But yeah, okay. I think that might be me. I think it might be me done. I might stop, upload this, and then continue on with my day. Hide some of this cabling, you know. I might even take down the whole lighting rig and stuff, which shouldn't take too long. Okay. How many people are around right now? Out of curiosity, how many people have stayed for this time? Still 4. Well, I hope you're all having a great day. And or you have a great day. Oh, I've got some hiccups. Take care. And see you tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow. For to fill you in on what's going on tomorrow. And yeah, it's been good. So where is my button to turn this off? Alright. Stay hydrated. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, I didn't do the outro. Sorry for that false stop. I don't know whether it actually stopped the stream, so I'm gonna do this, right?